Namaskar. This is Eng Suraj Singh, professional engineer from Bharat. I was explaining to you in my last file about the corruption in India, corruption in Bharat. I explained at length, but it was not complete. Prior to commenting and explaining and deliberating on corruption, and as previously discussed, we should like to brief as such. Now, question is, what dignity has been maintained to honor its institutions? Mainly, we have the following institutions of level prime. We can say prime level institutions are the institution of parliament, that is Lok Sabha plus Rajya Sabha plus presidency, the institution of executives, all ministries and government offices, the institution of judiciary, all courts of various levels. Other level institutions are armed forces headed by the presidency as the chief commander, all other constitutional and statutory bodies, all other statutory educational and professional institutions, all other official bodies whatsoever they may be. Now, what respect parliamentarians have brought to the institution mechanism needs no explanation, as every person and even children in Bharat know about the conduct of this elite class individuals and parties. The conduct of general parliamentarian, constitutional functionary is out of people's understanding. The conduct is like madness. The people feel ashamed and cheated by political parties. It is pity to use the word honorable with their names or with their positions. Similarly, the elevated level of corruption, growth in the institution of executive is well known around the world. There is no limit, there is no comma, there is no full stop. Nobody knows what should we say about the corruption and its definition that is existing. Judiciary had maintained some standards, but later its sphere also has been started tainting. Yet it can be corrected and brought to its original standard, but the problem still exists that in general people intend to avoid the courts, as these bodies are very inefficient. People in the first preference try to settle out of the court if feasible, except in the criminal cases. Armed forces have done prideful and does not need any mention or explanation or any comment. All other institutions have been affected directly or indirectly by the epidemic of legislature and executive corruption, with the exception of some good bodies. To what extent our national flag has been respected? Where does the national anthem stand? National flag has been the heart, conscience and pride of the nation, for the protection of which every citizen can sacrifice one's life. Only a elite class was allowed to hoist it, but fortunately the handling has been brought to a common citizen domain, though certain clarification and understanding is required for its correct use, as still its use is in excitement stage. The government should have educated public properly about its handling, as we cannot expect masses to get automatically know about it. National anthem is like a prayer for the nation. It inspires us to move together out from the darkness into the new beginning, with new light that shall always illumine our minds for ignition. It is used properly within respect in schools, but after that it is not given its due value by young and other citizens. And attention is essential to maintain its national dignity. Other national songs also need due attention, as these have nothing to do with any religious approach. Then, to what extent the noble ideals that inspired our national struggle for freedom have been valued and followed to be complied with? Truly speaking, we all know very well that we have not been fair to any extent to fulfill this philosophical requirement and should feel ashamed of. The struggle of freedom fighters has been failed saving the exit of Gora or English invaders. The exclusive achievement in this disregard is the high-profile corruption at every level of the governance around whole of Bharat, for which none of our leaders intend to help remove this evil by strong will, as most of them have been involved with corruption in any form, and most of the leaders have contributed for the augmentation of the strength of corruption in all sectors of nation. Poor remains poorer, rich gets richer, corrupt gets corrupter, criminals gets criminals professors, crime professors. Political parties think only to oppose the other party and win the elections. Constructive approach lacks. All the power-hungry people's trust lost fully. Leaders are generated dynastic values. God has also stopped thinking about our country, Bharat, as God helps those who help themselves. Bharat people do not care for Bharat. There are rare examples after independence like Sri Lal Bahadur Shastri and so many other people who did care for the nation, but that is ignorable. What is the people thought in general? The script in Hindi saying, एक हास्यास्पद, जो होगा सबके साथ होगा, मैं अकेला कुछ नहीं कर सकता हूँ, मेरे वोट से क्या फर्क पड़ता है, नेहरू गांधी फैमिली नहीं तो प्रधानमंत्री नहीं, देश में एक भी लायक मानव नहीं जो प्रधानमंत्री बने, राष्ट्रपति को प्रधानमंत्री का चमचा होना चाहिए, नहीं तो नहीं चलेगा, हम क्या लेना देना है देश से, देश को जो ना लूटे वो बेवकूफ, थोड़ा सा मैंने लूट लिया तो क्या हो गया, सब लूट रहे हैं, इस हाथ लो उस हाथ दो, यही है भारत मेरा भारत महान. The translation is of this article. Whatever happens shall be for all. I cannot do anything alone. What difference my vote can cause? No prime minister without Nehru Gandhi family. No able human in Bharat to enter prime minister post. Rashtrapati should be prime minister's spoon, otherwise shall not work. What we have to take or give to this country or from this country. Idiot is he who does not loot the nation. What is wrong if I loot a little, as everybody has been looting the nation? Take by this hand and give by that hand. That is what Bharat is. My Bharat is great. I am very sad to recite this, but this is the fact in our country. Our nation, beautiful Bharat Mata. 98% people believe in corruption, bhashtachar. And this is the root of life. This is the body of life. This is the nature. This is the religion. This is the culture. Without this, nothing can move. From prime minister to anybody down below. Nobody is interested to eradicate this. As if the child is born in our nation, we will think of corruption only. We join education, college, university. We join only with consideration that what shall you earn in your life? What will the salary and what will number two money? Very sad. To what extent we have been consistent to uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity of this nation, Bharat, India. In international arena, we have been booked as sovereign, but at national level, accept mockery of democracy. Give me the chair, call it democracy. Nothing is being done that should have happened. Political forces shall not permit the real national integrity, as all play in the name of caste and religions. Terrorism has been challenging with full domination, but the national leaders are very silent by giving lip service only. One sentence of condolence by the Prime Minister after the terrorist attack and an inquiry commission constitution, and that's it. What is the part of the job description of the Prime Minister? They still count on vote banks while those vote bank. Currencies also believe in ending terrorism from the land, but our leaders fear lack of will and determination is explicit. Secularism plays part of that. Either solve the problem or dissolve it. Think of nation and leave the seat. Just don't talk of terrorists not being Muslim or any other religion. Terrorists are terrorists, and it has been experienced that most of the terrorists, 98% of them, come to one community, known to everybody, minority community. What do we think Nothing. What can we do? Nothing. This is general. We do not know the intention behind the leaders who allowed the foreigners to stay in this country illegally for years together, being granted citizenship, and no one is concerned. No one was concerned, and no one shall be concerned. All the public has to be concerned. Where shall be the integrity and unity stand? Those illegal migrants cannot be trusted. How come the government trusts them? Just for the sake of vote and nothing else. Particularly certain parties who claim to be secular masters support them, unfortunately. Others are called communal. To what capacity we have been consistent to defend the country and render national service when called upon so to do. Our high esteemed armed forces have been successful defending the nation, and we salute them. We salute them for their total patriotic attitude, but those who sacrificed have not been given due attention. Widows of soldiers have suffered immensely. The lip service shall not work, concrete steps are necessary. Government has not done its job for giving benefits, for giving facilities, for giving what has been promised to them. It's a very bad situation. Those who live their lives must get at least something in return, if not everything. Their life replacement cannot be done, but something could be done, which has not been done. To what value we have been consistent to promote harmony and the spirit of common brotherhood amongst all the people of our country, Bharat, transcending religious, linguistic, and regional or sectional diversities, to renounce practices derogatory to the dignity of women. It is the public alone that has been able to maintain brotherhood among all sections of Bharat, transcending religious, linguistic, regional, or sectional diversities, and to a certain extent, films. Political parties have left no stone unturned, dividing the society in the name of caste and politics. Latest leader dedicating to dividing the society is well known to all. Appeasement policy in favor of certain section has been moving too fast, and there is no sign that it will stop. Particularly, the existing government is too supportive to explain. It's not good constitutional measure. They have to think for everybody. Dignity of women requires improvement by measured enactment of Women Reservation Bill, which has been pending for years, and always politics comes into that play. It is always hindered, and still it's being hindered. Political parties do not intend to loosen their seats of parliament from Wales. It's the right or wrong you have to decide. It's the height of mistrust in themselves. They don't have confide because they are not even capable, those male MPs, to get a job somewhere in the private sector. Forget the government jobs. They won't do anything. They will just spread the corruption. To what level we have been consistent to value and preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture. Mind of educated communities were dominated by the use of English language, as if English certifies the status of a person in Bharat. Status of a person in Bharat, I repeat. Our society, and particularly the youth, have been intensely affected by the Western styles in all spheres of living. It is sad state of affairs. Now people have started awakening to have self-respect, that is hope to move faster. All cultures require promotions in any form to be protected and preserved for future knowledge to future citizens. Our main culture heritage is as Bharatvarsh, Vedas, Purans, Ram imparted education, Gita, Aryavart, Buddha's education, Jain's education, Guru Granth Sahib, etc., and extended imported culture, Bible and Islamic education. Forgive me if I missed out something. You can add to that. We don't criticize any culture of any religion, imported or domestic, but these should be used properly for the human betterment and not for the sake of politics or terrorism. To what extent we have been consistent to protect and improve the natural environment, including forests, lakes, rivers, and wildlife, and to have compassion for living creatures. Actually, we all know that progress has been lacking on all these requirements. We, in cooperation with the West countries, have been spoiling all these. Most of us are non-vegetarians, and how much we care for the creatures is well understood. People enjoy beef, muttons, chickens and feel proud and advanced. Is it understandable? The forests have been spoiled, the rivers have been polluted by industrial waste. Wildlife is not fully protected and preserved. Are we really protecting the environment? Are we really protecting the creatures? Are we really doing our job? Are we killers? Are we sinners? We are not, but we are. Most of us eat meat. We don't respect the life of the creatures, irrespective of the provisions of the religion. To what extent we have been consistent to develop the scientific temper, humanism, and the spirit of inquiry and reform. Scientific temper has been developed to some extent, but much more is required to be done. The funding is necessary, and the ruling person should have a tenet to understand science and its importance for the overall development. There is no humanism left, and these leaders shall not allow these to be left. So it is necessary to make these political leaders left. Now, this generation has to control the politics from top to bottom. It's unfortunate that common people are not coming out. Still, the whole public is depending on the politicians. Reforms can be made on the forms only. In the absence of forms, there is no meaning to reform. There is no form. We are only speaking reforms. Reforms need a lot of study, a lot of propositions, and a lot of solutions. We are not doing anything. We are just talking, give lip service. Whatever government may be in the power, they are only marginal reforms, negligible reforms. To what value we have been consistent to safeguard public property and to abjure violence? We are masters and doctors in damaging the public properties. We are unequal around the world in the name of strike, or in the name of religion, or in the name of politics, or in any name you mention. You shall find us experts in sabotaging every article. Recently, Gujas did sabotage to everything: buses, cars, railway properties, roads. Similarly, in the past you will find hundreds of examples from any community or from any union or from any section or body not leaving anything unturned, any stone unturned as far as sabotaging is concerned. You will find hundreds and thousands of examples, but this is all shameful. To what extent we have been consistent to strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity, so that the nation constantly rises to higher levels of endeavor and achievement. With exceptions of some individuals and departments, there has been excellence with bad quality of performance. Our mentality is to be made excellent. First, that has been spoiled by the corrupt system. Higher education is not attained for serving the nation, but to make fast money and enjoy life in West as Bharat. Life does not suit to all. Quality is not implemented in a proper way. Corruption does not allow quality system, but can corrupt the quality system itself. The corrupted quality system cannot lead the other systems development. Nation cannot achieve higher levels until overhauling is done and every system is defined free income for compliance. Major surgery is required for the entire governing machinery within the constitution of Bharat, that is India. I am not calling it as Bharat, I am calling the real name Bharat, that is India. Corruption is very bad, we can say worse, and overhauling is required. Desh vision. Do something for the sake of national improvement in all spheres, to particularly eliminate the corruption from every sector. No need of mentioning anything except few science departments and space departments, and do everything possible to push the state of the nation towards progress. Try to infill the political positions with honest and efficient persons. Don't depend on political parties. People cannot depend on the politicians exclusively, as they have only one aim, to keep the entire dynasty on the ruling and nothing else. Congress started a dynasty, and it is spreading gradually to all other regions, all other states. They are not aiming to help the nation. They are not aiming to help the states. They are not aiming to help the public. They are not aiming to help the problems and its citizens in later in spirit. They intentionally want to keep all in trouble, to maintain our attention permanently diverted from national facts, so that all of us remain perplexed. Corruption cannot be defined, because even a child knows in our country what is corruption. Corruption starts with effect from the birth of a child. Corruption starts with effect from the marriage of a person. Corruption starts the time we enter a school or a college. Corruption starts everywhere in all places. When you go to an office, corruption starts. When you sit in an office, corruption starts. When you join the service, a job, corruption starts. When you open a shop, corruption starts. When you apply for anything, corruption starts. When you go to a railway station to buy a ticket for any long route, corruption starts. When you do anything, corruption starts. When we start thinking of any work, we don't think for going to a positive way, plus way, or the right way. Always corruption starts. Everybody is very busy in Bharat, as suppose. Even if there is no need of paying any money to anyone, we cannot wait. Officers are ready, employees are ready to accept the corruption money, and every good citizen is ready to pay the corruption money. No one has the patience to hold. No one can do anything. People are happily giving and they happily give. It is very sad that we cannot tolerate. We cannot wait. Our culture is corrupted. It has to be classified. It has to be corrected. Corruption is a religion now. It's like a marriage. Everything is off the track, but we are not paying. Are we paying money to any officer for escaping some responsibility on the papers? All formalities are done. Without formalities, no decision can be taken. Only thing is, work is delayed intentionally, and this delay forces any citizen to pay some under the table money, and briber also does not hesitate. He does not think a second time if he has the money. Unfortunately, those who don't have the money to pay, they go many times to offices and they request the people, pray on them. Either they get the job done if they are lucky, otherwise they keep on running from home to office, office to home, home to office, office to home, and this goes on. We have spoiled our officers, we have spoiled our employees. It's very bad. Corruption has no limit, and from a peon to the top ministers, no one is caring, and no one has cared, no one will care. Only public can care. There are cases, there are instances, but ministers think that this is a way of life, and this minister, this Prime Minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh, the last Prime Minister, Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee, and many other Prime Ministers in the sequence did not do anything, did not contribute any works, any efforts to forget elimination of corruption, just to degrade the corruption and to reduce its degree of existence. Nobody did anything, and those who intend to do something are thrown out of the ministries and from the high offices, and it appears that there is no solution. And these all parties spend crores and billions of rupees during elections of all cadres. They know, we know, and everybody knows from where this money comes. This money comes to the party funds, and from the party funds, this goes to the election funds. There are so many laws and regulations regarding how much money you should spend in one election. Election Commission is shown all the records, there is no problem. But the facts are known to all the people. Facts are known to everybody. That crores of rupees are spent under the table. People are given bribes during elections. Clothes are distributed. Whiskey bottles are distributed. Money is transacted, transpired. This is corruption. This is the generation of the corruption. If there were no corruption, I would have been nominated for the position, or I would be in a position to contest the MP election. But I know that I don't have even lakhs of rupees, forget crores for the election. Without crores, no one has a capacity to contest the election. And political parties also check those people as candidates who have the capacity. Then what is the solution? I am talking theoretically, I also know. Is it possible that I can do something? No, I can only speak, and you can listen. Others will also listen. They'll say, okay, just this, another pakwas on video on the internet. Youth also in the same cadre, those who are coming from the institutions, they already spent the money. One who is a doctor now must have spent many lakhs or can say millions. One who is a management, one who is a management graduate must have spent a million. One who is an engineering graduate must also spend the same money. Similar situation is for others. Everybody joins a college, most of them pay the money. Most of them, I'm not saying 100%, but most of them, they spend the money for completion of the courses, attendance of the courses. Then they are always in doubt. A doctor who spends, say, 1 million on getting his degree, his expenses for 5 years, 1 year, 6 years, why should he serve you? Why should that doctor serve a common man? Why should that engineer think of the house of a poor? That this should be constructed with economy. The similar situation lies for everyone. A police officer who gets transferred by paying some money, some means lakhs. An IAS officer does the same. He pays for a transfer. Similarly, state officers, commissioners, everybody wants a posting in a very good field. Nobody wants to. How can they serve when they invested their money by unfair means? They should definitely apply unfair means. Similar situation lies with ministers, with politicians, with officers, with everybody, every personnel, every functionary. Means if you spend money, definitely you will like to take interest first, then the basic. So, how can you solve the problem? If you are getting a salary of 30,000 and you spend 3 lakhs for that posting, shall you accept this? Definitely you should like to achieve, to regain, recover your money which you spent for the posting. So, the birth of bribing is generated, is given. This means we cannot remove the corruption. We cannot. It's impossible, particularly in this situation. A country which has been experiencing the god of corruption, you may say now, God, because it is God for those who have benefited, who have big bungalows based on their corruption, who have big houses, whose their children are studying in West, or who are very rich by way of corruption. An engineer, a doctor who is getting only 25,000 or 30,000 in government is driving a car. How? Either he should have back by number one, otherwise it's not possible for him. But it's happening. So what is the way? I don't find any way. Shall you explain to me, is there any way to remove that corruption? There is. But who would do that? Our laws are very, very, very soft. Our police, our security, CBI, other agencies, nobody is interested to fight with this evil. Income tax, you can say, you can divert the income tax the way you wish. Any other tax you can divert. Businessman does the same. All do the same. Where to go then? How to solve it? I was talking of fundamental duties. Yes, it's very important. We have not done anything. Yes, duty A in Article 51A says to abide by the Constitution. Yes, we are abiding. Everybody is a citizen of India. We are respecting its ideals and institutions. Its ideals are earned as much as possible by number 2 means. Its institutions are all corrupted. National flag, people are sitting on a national flag. Somebody is using it on the cake. Somebody is putting whiskey on this. National anthem, who bothers about that? What for? So, this we have done. We have complied by number A. If you go to number B, to cherish and follow the noble ideals which inspired our national struggle for freedom. Yes, we have done. We have polluted the country. We have spoiled the whole system. We don't care for the poor. We don't care for the rich. We don't care for anybody. Everybody is interested in his own. Everyone is interested in one's progress. I don't care for my neighbor. You don't care for your neighbor. If somebody is killed, I don't care for him. If there is some accident, I don't care for them. Yes, these are our inspirations. These are our results of international struggle. I don't care for my nation. Why should I care? Nation has not done anything for me. This is the common say. We may sing anything in the song. Film may show anything. But facts are these that we don't care for the nation. Because we say Prime Minister is not caring, Minister is not caring, why should I care? You are right. Because we did not struggle for the freedom. Those who struggle are no more. They don't get anything. Our ministers are polluted. They are corrupt. They did not struggle. They are only talking. Everybody is showing westernized. We struggled for becoming or for converting ourselves to struggle as West. West struggled. West, we have westernized also. This was our freedom struggle. Answer, response. To uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity of India. Yes, we are protecting our sovereignty. I am exercising my franchise right every 5 years. We are all one, fighting together. India is one. We don't care for that. We are all one. More than 25 states and 7 union territories, we don't care about. We are all one. Don't worry. When there's a war, we are one. Otherwise, we will fight with each other. This is what we have done. To defend the country and render national service and called upon what to do. We have done that. Similarly, to promote harmony and the spirit of common brotherhood amongst all the people of India. Yes, we are all united, harmony, we are living in peace. We are promoting the common brotherhood. We are fighting with each other. Hindu fights with Muslim, Muslim fights with Hindu, Hindu fights with them, Christian fights with them. We are changing each other's religion. This is what we have done. This all transcending religions, linguistic and regional means whatever provision is there in the constitutional fundamental duties, we have very well done. Excellently we have done. We have kept dignity of women. Every day, hundreds of rapes are there in India. We don't care. Women dignity is preserved. To value and preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture. Our composite culture is very good. Islam is there. We preserve it very well. Christianity is there. We preserve it very well. Any other culture is there. We preserve it very well. Don't talk of Hindus. Don't talk of Vedas. Don't talk of Ram. Don't talk of Ramayana. Don't talk of Mahabharata. Don't talk of Krishna. Don't talk of anyone who is linked to Vedas or Puranas or Hinduism or Dharma. Because that is not our culture. That is non-secular. This is why government has clearly filed an affidavit in Supreme Court that Ram didn't exist. Ramayana didn't happen. What else you want? To protect and improve the natural environment including forests. Yes, we have protected all the forests. We have protected all the lakes, all the rivers, and wildlife. Ganga is polluted. You can know what happened to Yamuna. And to have compassion for living creatures. Yes, we have full compassion for the living creatures. Every day lakhs of living birds and